All right, I'll start off. I thought good day of work today. Obviously, you know, the heat and stuff. I think it's really good for our guys. This bulk of training camp, these next 3 blocks are going to be big for us. Tomorrow's going to be another big day, a whole scrimmage day, and then they'll get a day off. But just the competitive endurance we need during the season. We need practices like that to get better.
We saw Kenny Moore walk off the field after it looked like an injury. Do you have an update on him?
I just heard a knee. I don't have any more for you. I just heard a knee.
What about Alec?
Alec had a groin. I think it happened in 7-on-7. I don't know how bad it is.
Are Jaylon or JuJu any close to getting back here?
I don't have a timetable on their return either.
We saw Anthony kind of like grabbing at his shin or whatever after one of the periods in 11-11. Is he okay? Is he fine?
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Since we're on injuries, I hate to talk about it, but Nick Cross and Kwity Paye.
Hip flexor for Nick Cross, and Kwity Paye is dealing with the groin.
Shane, your Green Bay plan, I know there's going to be Daniel for a quarter and a half. Will that change at all with Anthony's situation?
Daniel will start this game. He'll play a couple series, and then Anthony will finish the first half.
Starters riding with them?
Starters will play about a quarter is the plan right now.
The offensive starters, I mean.
Defensive starters.
How much does someone like JT, you don't want to do too much, he's got to play some, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think there's certain guys that we'll have a plan for, but for the most part, those guys will play.
Okay.
Shane, are you seeing the progression thus far in camp from your team that you want them to be right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a day like today, like I said, the competitive endurance, right, in these hot weather practices like this, you got to battle through, right? We had some 2-minute situations, some sudden change situations, some got-to-have-it situations where they got to mentally lock in those situations because it's going to happen, you know, in a couple weeks from now. So we got to make sure we're engaged, locked in at every situation, especially when you're tired because that's when you make the most errors. And if you want to build that camaraderie and that freaking competitive endurance, it starts out here in training camp.
Shane, I'm sure you love the competition, but I mean, it looks to the naked eye, the untrained eye, the quarterback's probably close in this competition still.
Yeah, they're still battling.
And so, how difficult does that make your decision when it's not maybe obvious?
Yeah, I think we got a joint practice we got this week, you know, and possibly next week, and see how all this thing plays out.
You guys lean on leaders. How do you can't make a leader. What is it with Quentin Nelson that sort of makes him a natural leader?
Yeah, I think it's some of those guys that's in their DNA, you know what I mean? And just his competitiveness and the way he attacks every single day from the meeting rooms, the weight room to this, is just how he talks to the guys, how he leads. You know, obviously being a veteran now, you know, he loves the game. He loves the game and he holds everyone to a high standard. He's all over the details. And when you got a guy that plays at the level he plays at all the time and holds guys accountable, that goes a long way.
Tyler Warren, since you've seen him out here and then in pads, game setting, is there anything about his game that's surprised you or maybe exceeded what you already kind of thought coming in?
I mean, I think what we saw on tape, like I said, is pretty good. I think his physicalness that he brings, obviously watching him in live action, you know, last week was phenomenal. Just the way he lowers his shoulder in the open field to get those extra tough yards, the physicality he brings to our football team is going to be phenomenal.
Quentin was saying the first week or whatever, Tyler's doing weightlifting after practice, whatever. Do most rookies come in with kind of their own routine, or is that kind of unique to Tyler?
Well, I think it's some guys do have their routine, but some guys are wired like that, you know what I mean? And he's from day one since he came in after we drafted him. He was always in the building. He just lived in the building. Him and Riley were there all the time. They were walking through, doing the little things, all the little things that you want to see in a veteran. And he's been doing that since he's been here, and he'll continue to do that.
Shane, what growth have you seen from layout to lot 2 in year 2?
It's a great question. I think he's made a hell of a stride. I just think his body, obviously, he's maturing more going into year 2. The way he's getting off the ball, the way he's able to bend around the edge, his pass rush ability has been phenomenal. The way he moves, his Euro chop, speed to power, you can see the development going into year 2. So really looking forward to him.
Shane, last one. Do you want a starter before Cincinnati? Is that kind of how you envision it?
We'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see how it plays out.